Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Erin and I do mostly budgeting videos like the one you're about to see here. For tuning in and spending some time with me. I'm going to go over last week's budget, and some of that was carryover from the week before, so I'll explain everything as I dive into it. But I'm really happy to say we have a little bit of extra income this week to consider and to put toward our taxes, basically. And that is from my husband doing some Grubhub on the side. So now that he's working full-time and he's not relying on any type of unemployment or back pay or anything like that, he was able to sign up officially to do Grubhub on his own. And so that takes a lot of pressure off me, because last year I was doing it because he was on unemployment, and we didn't want anything to disrupt that, because a lot of his unemployment was back pay and it was like under contingency. We had to file an appeal, so we didn't want anything to happen to disrupt that. So this year, he is free and clear to make as much money as he wants, or as much money as he can, and do it all on his own. So he didn't get paid last week from his job, and I did not get paid last week from my job. So after work and even before work, he did Grubhub pretty consistently, and he's also trying to refinish our basement, which is taking a little bit longer because it's just basically he and my nephew sometimes, depending on their schedules, doing the whole project themselves. And I mean, I'm talking from studs out, you know, putting new studs on the wall, new flooring, new drywall, new lighting, new electrical, everything. So it's just taking a while, but I will show you guys an after of that if you're interested. But last Friday was February 5th, and these are my own printed budget sheets that I just did in Word, and I pre-printed every Friday of this year, just so I wouldn't have to like plug in the date, because even if we don't get paid on any given Friday, I'm still going to do a budget recap or just something, you know, even if I have to plan ahead from the week before, which is what I did on this date. So last week, if you remember, when we did get paid, I put $210 aside for this coming week's variable expenses. And by variable expenses, I just mean the things that are variable: groceries, gas, miscellaneous. For us, it's dog food, you know, if you have gifts coming up, birthdays, whatever the case may be. Fixed expenses are more of your regular bills every month. Maybe you have a car payment or a loan payment or your mortgage or your rent. So that's kind of how I make the difference. So far for February, have I put any money aside? I don't think that I've put any money aside yet for March. Let me look back. Nope. So February's bills are all paid, and I pay everything a month ahead of time. And I always explain, because people do ask and wonder, how did you become able to pay your bills a month in advance? And last year when we got the first stimulus check, it was $1,200 a piece. So my husband and I both got that, and I used that to pay our next month's bills. Now, it didn't cover all the bills, but it got us a really good jump start. Our bills are about $2,850 a month, and that $2,400 really was a huge chunk out of that. And I've been going with that momentum ever since. So I would say we've been doing that since the first stimulus check that was sent out in 2020. So the source for our income this week, I'm just going to jump right into this, was Grubhub. So I'm just going to write that down. Now, let me tell you this. I'm so upset. So I have been emailing, calling, harassing, everything you can think of Grubhub at this point, because I still haven't gotten my 1099 from last year. Now, our tax appointment, let me look at the calendar. Today's the 8th. Our tax appointment is Wednesday the 10th with the accountant who's been doing our taxes for years. So as of right now, I have nothing. And typically you're supposed to be able to download your 1099 from the Grubhub app. I keep checking it and it's just not available. It's like almost giving an error message. So I called Grubhub several times last week and I was like, look, I have an appointment to get my taxes done. You know, I need this 1099 form. I'm actually able to speak to somebody on the phone and they transfer me. They transfer me to like driver service and they're like, well, we can't help you. You need to talk to like the 1099 office. They transfer me back. I got disconnected. I was so heated. And so I must have called, I think last week, probably close to 10 times. Just trying to get through to somebody, you know, that I need this form. Just can you email it to me? Can you fix the app for me? I just want to download it. Can you mail it? Can you do anything? And they are so unhelpful. It's incredible. So the story about that is Grubhub, you know, like some other, you know, jobs that you would have, like, you know, take for instance, maybe you make videos on YouTube. They don't take income or they don't take taxes out, you know, for your income. And so, you know, you're responsible for that. And come tax time, you know, you're going to have to provide all your paperwork and then figure out what you owe. And so I'm so incredibly frustrated. Now, the only thing I can see in the app is the tip amount that I made last year, but I can't see the actual payment that Grubhub gave me. So I'm basically screwed. Now, I don't know what our tax lady is going to say about that, if she's going to say, you know, estimate it, or I have no idea at this point, but I can't put off our appointment because it will be like a month to get another appointment. So it's just extremely frustrating. So I'm just, I don't know. I'm just really at a loss right now. I'm super disappointed because it's not legal. They can be fined for that. And I can't imagine that I'm the only person dealing with that. So, all right. So last week I put aside $210 for our variable expenses. That was from our paychecks. And when I say last week, I mean we were still in January. So I'm looking at my calendar. I know that sounds kind of funny. So January 29th was our last joint payday. So at that point, I put aside $210 for variables. So that would be for this coming week. And usually I go grocery shopping and do everything by now, but I didn't. I didn't really want to fight the crowds at the stores for people who were out shopping for Super Bowl supplies and food and stuff like that. I just didn't want to do it. So I had to hold on to it. And then today, after I'm finished working, because it's very early right now, but once I'm finished working this afternoon, I plan to go to the grocery store. So I should put dog food. So $25 will go to dog food, and honestly, we don't really even need it right now. We've been cooking like some leftover. We had some chicken thighs and sweet potatoes and stuff, just like stuff we needed to use up. And we made like a homemade dog food for our dogs. And we used to do that all the time, but they just didn't go through a lot of their bagged food. So, all right. So $125 plus 60 for gas plus 25 is $210, which is exactly what I put aside last week. So I'm going to count this out. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 1, 20, 40, 60, 82, 210. All right, so that's going to cover our variables for this week. So that's perfect. All right, so even if he hadn't have done Grubhub the week prior and gotten started on that, we still would have been covered because I put the money aside last payday. And I'm just looking at my hand because I burned my hand so bad yesterday. Oh my gosh. I'm just like staring at it. So yesterday I was like, we made dinner and stuff, and I have some dinner videos coming up just in case you're wondering. I kind of mentioned that I might start getting into that and like talking about how our dinner is related to the money we put aside for food and groceries and stuff. So I'm working on that video. But yesterday I was heating up. Well, I made myself hot tea and then it just got cold. So it was in like this teacup, it was just like a porcelain teacup, but it has like all this silver decoration on the outside. And I'm sure that it is not microwave safe, now that I think about it in hindsight. So I put it in the microwave for a minute, and when I took it out, I like got this huge bubble here. My whole finger is bubbled here. I know you probably can't even tell, but it's bubbled here in my thumb. So when I went to grab it by the handle, I never felt a shock of pain like that in my life. I'm surprised I didn't throw the cup and have it shatter. It was so painful. It took my breath away. But anyway, so today I'm like, ugh, it's just, I don't know. I need Band-Aids. I need to put Band-Aids on my list, and it hurts to write. But anyways, all right. So $434.61 minus about 25% for taxes. Yeah, hold on, that's not right. $434.61 minus 25% is around $325.95. But for whatever reason, I think I got out $347. So I left some money in the bank. This is our Grubhub money now. So let's see. This is not take home. This is before taxes. So 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60, 82, 20, 40, 250, 260, 270, 280, 290, 295, 300, 305, 310, 315, 320, 325, 330, 335, 340, 345, 346, 347. I'm really not sure why I took 347 now, because this was, when did I do this? On Friday? All right, so $434.61 converts over to $347. So I left the remainder of that in the bank for taxes. So let's see. Ultimately, $347 plus $210 was around $557 for the week. So $557. And again, that's after taxes, after I took out my own taxes, because Grubhub does not do that. So for our March bills, we are going to need, I'm putting down $28.50 again, even though I don't think I need quite that much any longer. And I think after I film this, I'm going to film an updated student loan video, just so you guys have that. But I am going to start this on my payday, which is, well, both of our payday is February 12th. Then we get paid again on the 26th. So between those two pay dates, I need to come up with this amount of money for March. And then my March bills will be complete. So down here, my to-dos, bank withdrawal and deposit, I did that. And then cash envelope stuffing, you know, basically I have this money aside and I know what it's allocated for. So sinking funds, I'm not going to do anything with that. So our Christmas is still, I believe, at, was it $50, I think, for the month or for the year? Let's see. Yeah, $50. So I'm just going to carry that over to this here. And then, of course, I have savings and emergency fund has been dipped into for student loan payments. So I'm not adding anything there. And then usually we have a dog fund, but I haven't added anything to that in ages. So those are our sinking funds. So March bills I'm not taking care of today. Our variables I'm putting down at $210. So basically what I'm going to do with this $347, I'm going to put this here. Where am I going to put this? Maybe down here. All right, so $347 post-tax, so that's after I took out what I figured I needed from Grubhub. So this $347 in its entirety is going to go toward our tax bill for 2020. So our taxes that we have coming up, because we are going to owe quite a bit. And that's why, you know, when I was talking to my husband and stuff, I was like, you know what, we just need to really, you know, make as much extra money or side money or whatever you want to call it as we can, just so, you know, we're that much ahead when it comes to paying our bill. So I do have to say this too. I am planning on paying off our taxes from 2020 with our emergency fund. Now, I hope I don't have to do that, but I would rather do that than go on payment plan with the IRS. So that's kind of what my game plan is. Now, in the meantime, I think what I'm going to do, I opened up a brand new credit card from Citibank, and it offered 15 months of 0% interest purchases. So whatever you spent in the first 15 months of activation, you pay 0% interest on it. So I can also put it on Citi, which is how I'm going to pay it initially. I'm going to rack up those points, those cash back points, and then I'm going to pay that card down. So it seems like it's just like, why are you making an extra step for yourself? But honestly, that card is going to make me a little bit of money. So when I go in to settle our taxes, I'm going to pay it with Citi, and then I'm going to pay it with the money we either put aside or the money that I need to take from emergency fund or wherever I have to take it from, because I am not all about racking up a new credit card. Now, I'm going to have it work for me, but I'm not going to rely on it. So if that makes sense, I just don't want anybody to come back at me and say, well, I can't believe you're going to put taxes on a credit card now. That sounds insane, whatever. I'm literally only doing it so I can earn the cash back on it. And I think that's a really good way to do things, because I think I get double bonus points during this time too. And I'm thinking, why not? There's different ways you can have credit work for you rather than against you. So that's kind of where I'm leaning right now. So, that's it. That is my money. That is my organized money, how I have it configured for this week that we are in. And come this Friday, I will be doing a new budget with, new income and things like that. So I'll be doing that. But in the meantime, I want to do that student loan video and show you guys kind of where I'm at with that, because I also have to have a game plan of how I'm going to handle that. Now, I've heard that there's going to be a potential $10,000 credit possibly toward those who have active student loans. But I got to tell you guys, with my luck, something will disqualify me. So I'm still planning on paying off my student loans business as usual, unless some kind of thing happens out of, whatever, and I don't have to. So I'm not relying on rumors or hopes or, whatever. I'm just going to do, push forward with my own plan. And if something happens in the meantime, great. And if it doesn't, well, I have to push forward and get it done anyway. So that's kind of my game plan with that. And I think that's all. I just want to thank you guys too, if you're still here, if anybody is still watching at this point. I did that video about, lack of motivation. You guys had so much good insight to offer and advice to offer, and just the message of just being easier on yourself or on myself, or, maybe it is a little bit of depression, or a lot of people are going through similar situations, because of life or because of the pandemic, or just a culmination of everything. So I just really, really wanted to thank you for all your kindness and support. I didn't really have anybody, saying anything negative or judgy or anything like that. So that was really, really important to me, and I appreciate it so, so much. So I hope that everybody's doing well and staying safe. I hope you enjoyed the Super Bowl weekend. If you just watched by yourself, or if you just tuned in for the halftime show, which is me, that's my MO. Whatever, we didn't have a party, we didn't go to a party, it just isn't in the cards for us right now, as same as for a lot of people. But whatever you did, whatever it looked like, I just hope you had a nice weekend, even if Super Bowl had nothing to do with it at all. That is perfectly fine. So hopefully I will talk to you guys very soon, and stay tuned for my dinner videos. I am not a great content creator when it comes to food or dinners or how to make things, but I'm going to do my best, and hopefully that will spice up this channel a little bit and give it a little variety. So take care, you guys. I will talk to you very soon.